Okay, everybody, in this video we're going to tackle rhythm from a bit higher level than we did in level 1. We're in level 2 now, so we're just going to tie some things together and start getting some comfort with doing multiple things at one time. We got to kind of split our brain a little bit and use different sides of our brain to keep track of time and melodies and things like that. So to start out doing that, we're just going to clap and sing some songs. And now when you sing these songs, you don't have to sing perfectly, it doesn't have to sound beautiful, you just want to sing the lyrics in time while you pad along with them. I'll show you what I mean here. I'm going to choose a familiar tune. This is Under the Bridge by Red Hot Chili Peppers. I know this tune well, and so I'm going to use it for this exercise. So all I'm going to do is pat my legs and sing a familiar part of the melody. So the part of the melody I'm going to sing is, I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. And I haven't warmed up or anything. I'm not singing well this morning. It's morning time. So I'm not afraid to sound bad on camera. You shouldn't be either. Although you're probably not even recording yourself. So please don't be afraid to sing. A lot of people are afraid to sing. Just trying to hammer that point home a little bit. Anyways. Alright, so we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to pat quarter notes while I sing the melody. Here we go. I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love. Take me all the way. Right? So there's quarter notes. There's a little chunk of the melody. Now the next step after that is to do eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and here we go. I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love. Take me all the way. Okay, so there's eighth notes. Alright, and then the next level above that is to do 16th notes. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a here we go. I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love. Take me all the way. I don't ever wanna feel. Right? And so in doing that, you're training your brain to feel a subdivision and play a melody all at the same time, right? If you can sing it, you can play it, okay? So when you're padding the rhythm and you're singing the melody, that's tying that together. It's creating those pathways in your brain to allow you to do the kind of multitasking that you need to do to play music. So do that. You don't have to use Under the Bridge. You can use a familiar tune to you. You could do Hot Cross Buns. You could do Mary Had a Little Lamb or any other popular tune that you actually like to listen to. It doesn't have to be a nursery rhyme, certainly. So just do that with any tune and follow that same pattern. Start with quarter notes, then go eighth notes, then go 16th notes, and see if you can sing the melody while keeping time on your legs just like that. Okay, so now let's take a look at a rhythm tree. So all this is here is just showing you how notes are divided, right? So we have a whole note, it's just an open circle, no stem, and that gets 4 counts, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? We're in 4/4 time here, that means there's 4 beats per measure. Okay, and now here's a half note, open circle with a stem, that gets 2 counts, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And so basically what this shows you is 2 half notes go into 1 whole note, right? And then, so as we move down the rhythm tree, what we're doing is we're subdividing. We're breaking it up into smaller beats, right? So here's a whole note, subdivided 2 half notes. Now subdivide that into 4 quarter notes, which is a closed circle with a stem. And that gets 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, quarter notes, you see the bottom number here in the time signature is 4. That means there's 4 quarter notes per beat because 1/4 is a quarter, right? So 4/4 is 4 quarters. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll talk a little bit more about time signatures here in a couple of minutes. Okay, now we can subdivide the quarter notes down into eighth notes, and you see two eighth notes go into one quarter note. So you get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then we go one more for now into 16th notes, and you can see 2 16th notes per eighth note. 4 16th notes go into a quarter note, right? So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a, right? If you think 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a, right? So 2 eighth notes, 2 16th notes, 2 an eighth note, 4 16th notes, 2 a quarter note. Okay, so that's a rhythm tree, just helps you out with subdivision. That'll be in a PDF, right along with the rest of these resources. Should be over here. Maybe it's over here. I don't know which way this video is going to record. But now let's take a look at an eighth note exercise, and we're going to talk a little bit about dotted rhythms here as well. This is just a rhythm exercise that you're going to count and clap along with. Right, so let's do this first line together. I'll show you how to work through this. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. And 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And you can go ahead and do it one line at a time. When you get to where you're feeling comfortable with it, you can read the whole 4 lines at a time, or four lines like a book. You know how to read a book, right? Same way you read music. Here we go. So second line, you're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 on the rest, 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4. Okay, that would be the next line. And if you can get that, then you can probably handle the next 2 lines as well. So, dotted half notes. Let's take a look at this. See, we're still in 4/4 time, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, right? There's 4 beats there. Now, to get a note that's held out for 3 beats, we take a half note and we add a dot. That goes for 3 beats. 1, 2, 3, and then the rest on 4. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. So with this dotted half note, there's also dotted half rests like this. Those also go for 3 counts. Now, anytime you add a dot to a note, like this here, the dot comes after. It means you take half of that note and you add it on the end. So to kind of explain that further, we can take our rhythm tree here. All right, so if you look at the rhythm tree here, right, you have a half note, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now when you add a dot to a half note, you take half of its value, so 2 quarter notes go into a half note, right? So if 2 quarter notes equal a half note, what's half of a half note? That would be 1 quarter note, right? So a half note with a dot equals a half note plus a quarter note. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So it gets 3 beats. A dotted half note gets 3 beats. So if we're going to read through this dotted half note line, it's going to sound like this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The next line. 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice how I still felt the beats on the rest, but I didn't make a sound by clapping. I went open hand. So yeah, if you're getting a little tired at this point, we've got a few more exercises to go through. Go ahead and take a break. And this is just explaining all of the rhythm for this whole unit. You don't have to practice it all at once. Obviously, you want to break things into smaller steps as usual. So If you've gotten to this point and you're just trying to watch the whole thing through, maybe take a pause and start practicing some of the things we've learned so far before we get to this next part. We're going to start dealing now with 16th notes. Alright, so here's a 16th note rhythm exercise, and this first line, just what it's showing you is how it's broken down, right? So we're in 4/4 time, 4 over 4, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are quarter notes. Now here's eighth notes. They go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and that's how you count eighth notes. When you get to 16th notes, you count 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and okay, because 4 16th notes go into 1 quarter note. Alright, so let's just clap through the second line. We're going to start right here at measure 5. 1, 2, ready, go-E and 1E and 2, 3, 4E and 1E and 2E and 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4E and 1 and 2 and 3E and 4 and. Okay, now I've done my best to include as many variations of rhythms that you might see with 16th notes unsyncopated for now. Let's see how we would count this here. So we have 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and so an eighth note, if 2 16th notes go into an eighth note, right, that means this is 1E, and this eighth note on the end is and right, because 1E and there's your 4 16th notes. 2 eighth notes go into 4 16th notes, so you've got 1E and So you count this 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and, or 1, right? And then this measure, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you hear that in rock songs a lot, right? It's like 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4, right? Okay. What do we have here? So now we've got the same thing but with rest. You have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and. That whole line together sounds like this. 1, 2, ready, go. 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and. Okay? Alright, let's look at this last line here. 1 and 2E and 3 and 4E and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4E and 1, 2 and 3, 4E and woo, that sounds hard, doesn't it? Let's take it one measure at a time. We have first measure, 1 and 2E and 3 and 4E and. Okay, that's not too hard. So if you get that down, then you go to the next measure, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and oh, that's not so bad to do that. Now let's tie those together. 1 and 2E and 3 and 4E and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and okay, now we go to the next measure, right? So I'm not trying to do it all at once. I'm not getting frustrated. One measure at a time, and then we tie it all together. Okay, so now let's talk about 3/4 versus 4/4 time. Okay, with time signatures, that's this guy right here. And it tells you how to feel the music, right? So 3/4. If that was a fraction, we would call that 3/4, right? Does everybody agree there? 3/4? Well, that's exactly what it is. It's 3 quarter notes per measure, right? The top number tells you how many beats are in the measure. The bottom number tells you what kind of measure gets the beat. So in 3/4, we feel it like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, just like a waltz, right? So that's 3/4 time. And you can put any combination of quarter notes, eighth notes, and 16th notes into a measure of 3/4 time, as long as it fits within 3 full beats. I'll show you what I mean here. And to practice this, just take a piece of paper or get some staff paper. It's a good idea to have a notebook that has staff paper in them. You can get it at most music stores. And just draw 4 measures, just like I have here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Do 4 measures of 3, 4. 3, 4, sorry, that was a weird sentence. And then your options for rhythms are quarter notes, eighth notes, 16th notes, and dotted half notes, right? We learned about those just a short little while ago. Create your own rhythms for 4 measures. So I'm just going to create one right now. We're going to start with a dotted half note. 1, 2, 3. And obviously you'll be just drawing this on paper. I'm doing it on the computer so I can share my screen and show you guys this video. All right, so there's 3 beats, right? 1, 2, 3. All right, now I want some eighth notes. Let's try this. 1 and 2 and what about some 16th notes on the end? 3, E, and okay, and I'll do just 2 more measures. Let's do a measure of 1, 2, 3, and 1, and I'm gonna get a little complex with it. 2, E, and let's put a rest on the end. 3. Okay, so now make your rhythm and keep in mind, right? You've got 3 quarter notes per measure, 2 eighth notes go into a quarter note, 4 16th notes go into a quarter note. So then you can count your beats. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3 and a 1, 2, 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. Ooh, I slowed down at the end there. So it'd be 1, 2, 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 is the rest, right? The rest is on 3. Okay, so play around with that, and then with the 4/4, I'll just do a couple bars for the sake of time because we're kind of running long in this video. You do the same thing, but it counts like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4 and. Right, here's that rhythm: 1 and 2, 3. How about 4 E and E and right? So as a guideline at this point in your music writing and rhythm understanding, so you're going to do 8 bars, right? You're going to do 4 bars of 3/4 and 4 bars of 4/4. So I'll go ahead and include some blank sheet music, or a link to some blank sheet music, so you guys can print off your own at home as well and do this. But at the end, all you have to do is you need to go through and count 1, 2, 3, 4, and make sure you don't have too many or too few notes in the measure. You can also use rests as well, and then use those as practice. Clap and count your rhythms, like we're doing with all of this. So, there was a lot of information in this video. If you're getting overwhelmed, just like when you practice music, you split it into chunks, split this video into chunks. Practice the first step, and when you get that down, then move on to the next one. Don't try to watch this entire video and do this whole rhythmic unit in one day if you're not prepared for that. All right, and as always, if you want some extra help and you want to take your guitar playing to another level, you want to get kind of serious about learning to play guitar, please reach out, book a lesson. I am taking online students almost always, and we will be posting new materials all the time. Thanks for watching this video, and all the files and sound files to go along with it will be right over here, or maybe over here. All right, happy plucking and keep on trucking.